Welcome SAO survivors, it's me Gamerturk, and we got a brand new Sword Online collab here with a game, and unlike most collabs, it's actually one you can participate immediately without any hassle. No need to go through some cumbersome story or level requirements, just jump in and play, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. I was quite excited when I saw the Mahjong Soul Sword Online collab announced, not just because we have these beautiful SAO illustrations as well as special outfits, all fully voiced by the Japanese voice actors mind you, but also because Mahjong is basically the big brain version of the super common tile game called OK we have in Turkey, and while I do love it, I only get to rarely enjoy it with friends during summer, so this was my opportunity to scratch that itch properly. Now, the SAO collab is here from April 21st until May 12th, so plenty of time to familiarize yourself with Riichi Mahjong that's featured in the game. What's that, you say? Well, it's a tile-based game where you draw a tile or strategically pick one up your opponent's drop to begin your turn and drop a tile at the end, while your goal is to assemble a group of sets, aka same tiles in pairs or triplets, and or sequences from the same type. There's a bit more to get into it, but that is a simple way to start orienting yourself around the game itself. And Mahjong Soul guides you into its fast-paced tile action, and I'm being serious, it gets tense, with a clean and helpful UI, and you know, there's just something magical about SAO characters just going pong, 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 pong. If it's your first time playing, I strongly recommend going into friendly matches against AI and set your thinking time to 60 seconds because I'm telling you, it's an extremely fast-paced game otherwise. This is where you can adjust yourself to the table and learn how to pick up information at a glance before heading into some actual intense tile action. And once you get oriented, you can start strategizing during the natural fast flow of the game. But otherwise, it's time to grab your jet ski, decorate your table with SAO effects, and eclipse your way through your enemies. I imagine a lot of you will prefer to play on your Android or iOS phones, but come on, I play OK back in Turkey regularly physically, so I'm playing this via the Steam version on my PC with a large screen. A phone wouldn't cut it. Now, when Yostar contacted me early on saying they will have a collab I may be interested in, wink wink they did back then, I suspected it would be SAO, but I did not expect it to be quite extensive like this. We're getting 4 SAO characters: Kirito, Asuna, Leafa and Sinon. Each has a base outfit from their most iconic looks. Kirito and Asuna featured in their iconic Ironclad looks with the Black Brim coat and the Knights of Blood outfit respectively. Leafa has her Alfheim Online Sylph avatar, and Sinon, of course, is featured with her classic Gangale Online avatar with the Hecat 2. When you level up their Bond, however, you unlock their special Bond outfits, which transform their visuals from their original iconic looks to their War of Underworld counterparts. Ironclad Kirito turns into the flashy version that fought against Gabrielle Miller, aka the Subtilizer, while the girls receive their goddess attires. Knights of Blood Asuna leaves the stage to Stacia, the goddess of creation, who battled ferociously to keep Underworlders safe. Sylph Leafa from Alo turns into the legendary warrior who helped the orcs and pugilists survive the onslaught, Terraria, the goddess of earth. And GGO sniper Sinon becomes the one who allowed Alice to escape from the clutches of Gabrielle Miller by going head-to-head with him, Solus, the goddess of sun. In addition to the base and Bond outfits, there are also special skins for each character as part of the Azure Expanse line, taking them away from the cold and gloomy dark territory and pushing into a fun and warm day in Alfheim Online. And what's even better is that these are animated as well. First, we have Spriggan Kirito embracing the cool in the summer heat by hopping onto a jet ski and going full throttle, enjoying the thrill. And if you chat with him in the home screen,
命をかけるとまではいかないとしても、俺にはわかる。麻雀もゲームであっても遊びじゃないってな。
the girls certainly have a calmer approach to summer compared to Kirito. Undine Asuna is resting on a donut on the sea, enjoying a cold ice cream and inviting you to tag along with a nice little friendly wave. Or if you visit her at home,
私、今まで仮想世界で強敵といっぱい戦ってきた。その中で絶体絶命のピンチに陥ることもあった。
Sylph Leafa seems to enjoy a serene walk on the beach during a beautiful sunset. Honestly, I approve. Nothing better than a nice summer breeze and not having to be under the midday sun. And at home,
さっきの技ってすごかったね。剣道の立ち合いじゃないけど、隙のない感じ、かっこよかったよ。
and of course Kate sits Sinon. Calm like an ice queen despite the heat, enjoying an ice cream and some beverages under a beach umbrella. Make sure to give her a good company at the home screen as well.
あ、ここにもケットシーが。違うの？なるほど。尻尾は弱点じゃないし、目もそこまで良くはないのね。
But if we return from the beach to our Mahjong table, there's additional customizations you can earn as well, such as a special win animation inspired by the 27-hit top dual blade skill, the Eclipse, an Aincrad themed tablecloth to add some flair to your Mahjong table, a VRMMO themed profile frame, and a special slashing Riichi declaration animation, as well as a Riichi bet featuring Kirito's Elucidator and Asuna's Lambent Light, which is a special bet you make where you're only a tile away from winning and are no longer allowed to call for tiles discarded from other players, and thus have to win by pulling a single matching tile on your own that I cannot seem to ever pull off at my skill level. Oh, hold on there, future Gamerturk, interjecting here that I was, in fact, able to pull it off, the bet at least. Sadly, the person to my right won around immediately following my Riichi declaration, so I'm a bit sour. I didn't even get the chance to fulfill my bet, but hey, baby steps, that's progress right there. But to cheer me and perhaps you as well back up, as a free event reward, there's also a special tile back decoration inspired by Yui's heart. Alongside the tile back decoration, of course, free summon scrolls are also available from the event since it's the 7th anniversary, so you'll be receiving chances to pull the characters or grab the decorations. Speaking of the event, it is quite a neat one. The main new addition here is the dungeon inspired by Aincrad, of course, as a little minigame. You'll be picking your own character of a specific class, and the game will match you with 2 other relatively capable characters to assist as well, which can be replaced later down the line, and you'll be aiming to clear floors in an auto fighter. It will get tough relatively quickly though, each floor featuring harder and harder enemies as you progress, which is why you should play a couple games of Ranked or the new event exclusive Vulture's Deal mode, which is a slight rule change for capable players to earn more equipment to deck out your character with and to earn cream-topped bread, which is the event currency you need to tackle individual dungeon floors. As you earn more equipment, you can increase the stats of your character to challenge tougher floors, or you can craft more equipment with the fringe ones, effectively 4 items of a lesser tier into an item of a higher tier, allowing you to always make some progress forward. There are also daily unlocking missions that grant you more bread, as well as other event upgrades. As of day 2, they have been equipment drop rate up and talent points that you can use to grant bonus stats to your entire party or specific character classes. As mentioned earlier, you can earn rewards from this dungeon activity, so do not skip on it. The rewards are based on clearing floors in the minigame, obtaining equipment from the dungeon or from playing games, and of course, from crafting equipment from those fringe items you get. There are summon scrolls, special illustrations you can set as loading screens, the tile bag Heart of Clarity as mentioned earlier inspired by Yui's heart, and other useful rewards. There is also a nice little event story to follow where Kirito, Asuna and others start finding themselves in the world of Mahjong Soul, so if you enjoy visual novels or are familiar with SAO games in general, you'll be enjoying this one as well with the unique interactions between the characters of these 2 different worlds. I mentioned Vulture's deck mode, but I recommend this mainly for those who know how to play Mahjong already, as it's a rule change based mode. For newer players like myself, playing regular ranked will likely be more useful to get a better feel for the base game rules first. Speaking of rules, a small gameplay to walk you through those basics because you will need it. I'll admit, it's not going to be the most impressive win from my side, but it'll give you a good idea on how to start. Now here, I got dealt a decent hand at the very least, so my task wasn't exactly hard, and that's what we want to do, keep the task easy. Remember, your goal is to turn your entire hand into sequences of triplets or sets of doubles, triplets or quads if possible, without a single tile that doesn't apply to anything. And as you can see here, I started with a relatively convenient triple sequence of 7, 8, 9 character tiles, multiple double sets that can be easily expanded into a triplet with a pawn call if my opponents dropped applicable tiles, and some of those can be converted into triple series as well, so I am quite flexible on how to approach this. The only current standouts I needed to quickly get rid of were the character 1 tile and the blank tile known as the white dragon that there was no immediate or planned application I can use for. My opponent to the left dropped a character 6, which I could use to turn my 4-5 into a series, but my opponent across called before me, that made me lose my chance here sadly. But no worries, my hand was great. I got a character 7 on my pool, and while not immediately useful, it could be used to create an additional series of 5, 6, 7 at this point without breaking my series of 7, 8, 9. So I kept it and threw the white dragon instead, since it was absolutely useless for me here. 2 turns later, left opponent dropped a dot 1 tile, which allowed me to complete a dot 1, 2, 3 series with a chi call, so I took the chance obviously. Though this is a good opportunity to mention that you shouldn't mindlessly call all the opportunities. Late in game, where a lot of tiles have been discarded or already used in sets or series, you need to consider what's left behind. For example, if any other dot 2s were already used or discarded in the round, calling this chi would effectively lock me out of creating a dot 2 triple set, or even a double if another one was used too. So there is merit in skipping such calls according to your strategy at a given point and what you are going for. But this was early game with no visible handicaps, so I saw no issue calling it and trimming my hand for an easier deal. And afterwards, since I had better opportunities to complete triplets with pawn calls, which you cannot do to complete double sets, be careful with that one, I decided to discard dot 2 that I had left in my hand. A couple turns later, my right side opponent discarded the west wind tile that allowed me to complete a triple set with a pawn call that I immediately took again, and discarded character 1, which left me with a single tile left to win. Now at this point, I had a triple series of character 7, 8, 9 already covered. I needed a character 6 tile to complete a triple series of character 5, 6, 7, and a double set of character 4 tiles that I already had. And remember what I said earlier, sometimes you want to skip calls. In this case, since I was down to only a single pool of character 6 tiles, it is completely against my interest to do any call on discarded tiles, as it would completely wreck my hand. So for a couple rounds, I basically keep discarding the tile I keep drawing at random, waiting for that 6 pool. My left opponent throws a character 3 that creates a series of 3, 4, 5 for me, but that would leave me with a character 4 and 7 that I cannot apply to anything, so I ignore the call opportunity. But sometimes, Lady Luck is not on your side, and I draw a 3 at random anyways. I see no problem pivoting in this case. In fact, I would have done so earlier if I paid better attention actually. But I keep the 3 this time and discard one of my 7s. Compared to a call on an opponent discard that immediately uses a tile as a series or set, keeping a random draw maintains the flexibility of my hand, so I saw additional value in the 3, 4, 5 being a complete series here without the loss of flexibility. So now I only needed a 4 draw instead of a 6, and that's double benefit for me as well in this case. Higher odds for a pull, as there was only a single character 6 left in the deck due to my opponent having used 3 of them as a triplet already, which I hadn't realized earlier, that was what I was talking about. Whereas there were still 2 character 4s unseen so far, alongside the increased flexibility of my hand. And lucky for me, my gamble actually paid off, as a couple turns later, I managed to draw that character 4 tile I needed and managed to make my winning Tsumo call, with my remaining hand fulfilling a series of character 3-4-5, a series of 7-8-9, and a double set of character 4s, allowing me to showcase my win effect Eclipse of Interwoven Blades. It's a super basic win without much point rewards attached, but basic strategies are your go-to winners, especially as a novice Janshi. So I hope that little showcase helps you kick off your Mahjong adventure. You can check the tutorial screens for more complex strategies with higher rewards as you get accustomed to playing, but Mahjong is a free-flowing game where you'll need to adjust to the ongoing game and your hand, of course, so stay sharp and don't feel ashamed to fall back on basic strategies if it allows you to clinch that win. And that's all you need to know about the Sword Online collab in Mahjong Soul. It's gonna be around until May 12th, and there is no better mix of chill yet strategic, so come along, participate in the event, earn rewards, and you may just be blessed with Kirito, Asuna, Leafa, or Sinon. And you know, waiting to get blessed is sometimes a legitimate strategy in Mahjong, so that's something you'll have to get used to as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you around the table.